Hello there, Lunar Squadron, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another Marvel Spider-Man 2 video. Now, as many of you know by now, last night, Brian Intihar and John Paisano debuted Spider-Man 2's main title track at the Game Awards 10-year concert at the Hollywood Bowl. Now, during this presentation, towards the end of the debut of this main title track, they showcased the Venom theme portion of Greater Together, and overlaid over that theme was a visual demonstration that showed, among other things, the end credit scenes for both Marvel's Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales kind of mishmashed together, and then it ended by showing Venom's appearance in the reveal trailer for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Now, while some outlets like IGN have gone full scorched earth with this information and advertised that, quote, Harry Osborn becomes Venom during Marvel Spider-Man 2 musical debut at the Game Awards, we're going to maybe take a bit more of a nuanced approach and talk about what this really means for this game. We hope that you join us on that conversation. But first, if you're new to the channel, we would love to have you. The way to do that is go down below this video, click that little red subscribe button, and make sure to click the bell notification button right on next to it. It's going to let you know whenever we upload the latest and greatest Spider-Man 2 videos on YouTube. Also, if you're new to the channel, join our Discord. The link to join is in the description down below. With that, Nick, ready to talk about some news here today?
Yes, let's break down all of these new Venom details, apparently.
Now, before we get into the whole media spin of this event, I want to start off with the facts, just what occurred last night. And it's very simple. At the Game Awards 10-year concert, Insomniac debuted the main title track for Spider-Man 2, which is called Greater Together. And towards the end of that track is the quote-unquote Venom theme for this game. And over the Venom theme, at the concert, they had a giant screen, and they showed on that giant screen parts of the end credit scenes for Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales, particularly the portion of the end credits that show Norman Osborn approaching the large tank that has Harry Osborn in it, and then Harry Osborn is in that tank with the symbiote. The symbiote reaches out to Norman, and then they played at the very end that flash of Venom from the Spider-Man 2 reveal trailer. And those are the facts here. Now, what IGN has taken with these facts and then gone off with is they have now said that Harry Osborn becomes Venom during Marvel Spider-Man 2 musical debut. And I'm not sure I'm quite ready to confirm that revelation here. I think this is just good fodder for a conversation as to what does that really mean? Why did Insomniac lay this footage over this particular theme, and what can we take away from it, if anything?
Yeah, that's a great place to start, and there are two ways to look at what Insomniac decided to do with this footage. And first off, I just want to put it out there that, like Andrea said, this is not new footage. So anyone telling you that this is new Venom footage or new footage that confirms Harry or Norman is Venom, that is just simply not true. This is all spliced together footage. Now, like I said, there's two ways to look at this. Let's take it on the surface level of, yeah, this is Insomniac trying to tease, for some reason, at this concert, who Venom might be in this game. Let's just, for the sake of conversation, that is what Insomniac was trying to do. We don't think that's what they're trying to do, but let's just flesh this out together. So, the footage features both Norman and Harry. Now, what's interesting about this is the footage heavily fixates on showcasing Norman Osborn throughout this footage, but at the same time, this is when Harry Osborn is in possession of the symbiote suit. So, if Insomniac was trying to tease something here with the identity of Venom and trying to reveal it, who should we be focusing in on here, Andres? Who do you think, if they were, again, big if, huge caveat, if they were trying to get us to focus in on somebody and tease and tip us off here, are they talking about Harry because he's in possession of the symbiote here, or are they talking about Norman because that's the one they really hone in on for most of this footage?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to heavily consider, the duration of a particular character on screen, then yeah, I mean, Norman is on screen for longer. But like you said, Nick, I think this is one of those you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when you're in like English class and you're reading poetry and everyone in the class might have a different interpretation of the same line of literature or poetry or whatever you're reading. And I think that's kind of what we're trying to do here is Insomniac has laid this particular audio over this particular video, and now we're all trying to ask, what does it mean? And sometimes Occam's razor, the simplest explanation, is the correct one. And I'm thinking, just as Nick and I, we make these videos on almost a daily basis, and we talk about Venom a lot. And when we are laying footage over us talking about Venom, there's not that much Venom footage to lay over these conversations. And a lot of the time, what we have to resort to laying over these particular parts of conversations that we do have about Venom, we overlay this footage that we have. The end credit scenes from Spider-Man 1, the end credit scenes from Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales, and the segments of the reveal trailer that did have Venom in them. And I'm wondering if whoever was preparing this presentation was told, hey, we're going to be playing a bit of Venom's theme, so if you could overlay whatever we have over this part of the theme, that would be great. And that's exactly what they did here. I think that's the simplest explanation here, and I'm starting to think that that's just the case. I'm not reading into this too much. I'm not going to take this and run and say that this is big news, big reveal, like IGN is seeming to do here. I just think this is a concert where they show the theme and they overlaid whatever footage that they had. I honestly am not reading into this beyond that.
Yeah, and this is the most realistic and probably most obvious explanation for what happened last night. Like I said, if you wanted to play devil's advocate here and just be like, oh, who is Insomniac trying to tease? Is it Harry or is it Norman? What's the more interesting one? My initial impression from that would probably be Norman, just because that's who they were focused in on. But that's also what the footage from those post-credit scenes, all they are willing to show, that's what those scenes focus in on, is Norman. So it doesn't really say anything. It doesn't say Harry. It doesn't say Norman. This is just all they have. The most realistic explanation here is, like you said, they needed some footage to play over the back of this audio. And so they just took what is publicly available, and this is all that is publicly available to them. So that is the most likely situation. And knowing the way Insomniac works, why would Insomniac reveal one of the big bad, if not the big bads of their game, at this random concert on a Sunday evening in June? That just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, you would make a bigger deal out of this. This will probably be a bigger twist within the story of its game. It just doesn't make sense to me that they would do this. Plus, like we've been talking for all this time, that Harry and Norman are the obvious choices, right? Some of the obvious candidates, almost too obvious. Insomniac, known for their bait and switch. This, to me, just smells like a gigantic smokescreen that Insomniac's putting up. And it seems like it was just an innocent move by, hey, we need some footage. Just cut together what we have publicly, and we'll play it over the back of the music of what we have that shows the Venom symbiote in some regard. So I don't think this is confirming or revealing that Harry or Norman is Venom in this game. I think it was just them using the footage that was available to them.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment, Nick. And also, I just want to clarify that Harry or Norman could end up being Venom in this game. That's not what we're arguing here. We're just arguing that this particular demonstration last night doesn't confirm that. I don't think we can take that as confirmation that Harry Osborn will definitely become Venom in this game. He may end up being Venom in this game, but I would not take this presentation as confirmation of that. I wouldn't go as far as to make such a strong assertion like IGN is with their tweet, with their headline for this video that they've released as of this morning at 10 a.m. So take it with a grain of salt, guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you all think about this. Do you think that this demonstration is confirmation, or do you think that this is just, they're just overlaying publicly available footage of Venom, symbiote, whatever they have over this theme, and this is just It is what it is. It's old footage. We all have known about it for years now, and it's nothing to write home about. I'd love to hear what you all think about this. Just a very interesting discussion this morning that I didn't think we had to have, but honestly, it's just interesting to talk about some of these headlines sometimes that we do get out of the major gaming media sometimes. It's just very interesting, the different spins they place on seemingly minute things like this. So, love to hear what you all have to say in the comments down below. However, that's going to do it for this discussion. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, we will see you all next time.